Well, thank you. I'm so lovely to be with everyone here tonight. This is actually a real treat for me, because I know each and every single one of you, and our relationships go back such a long way. And I've been thinking today of those kind of things you do at Christmas, which are very much reflective, very much around, like you've said, what we've achieved over the last year. And not so much what I've achieved, but a list of things that I have wanted to do and probably not managed to do. And, you know, like most people feel, oh gosh, if only I could have. And I know that midwives out there will be having those kind of conversations with themselves at this time of year, not just about what they want to achieve in the workplace, but mixing home, children, festivities, and trying to be all things to all people. And that's really where I've been thinking very much these last weeks. And you mentioned, Sue, the birth centre, and I suppose I feel that Serenity Birth Centre and Halcyon Birth Centre, but particularly Serenity, was my greatest achievement in a sense. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't me. It was a whole team of people and a huge collaboration of non-midwives and midwife support workers, everyone involved in that. And I thought I'd share with you just a few of my reflections from the birth of Serenity, if you like, because it is that time of year when we talk about new birth and we talk about the baby Jesus. So before Serenity was even a thought in anyone's mindset, I was meeting with women at Birmingham on my consultant midwife remit, to listen to them, to offer them some therapy of some sort, but mostly to listen. And I had a lovely Asian couple visit me, and it was their first baby, and she was incredibly anxious. So it's just really listening to what was her main worries and trying to rationalise and normalise an awful lot of that, because that's what we do, don't we, as midwives? I might be a psychotherapist, but actually what I did was mostly good midwifery. And I said to her husband, and I don't know why I said this, but I said to him, if we were to have a birth centre, and I explained what I meant by that, what would you call it? And he said, I would call it Serenity. And from that moment, that stuck in my mind. So when the opportunity came to build this birth centre, and it was so rapid, it was actually, we were a failing trust, and the chief executive said to me, how can we encourage more midwives to come and work here, because we had a horrendous vacancy factor? And I said, and the head of midwifery said, give us a birth centre and we'll get you midwives. And so he did. It sounds really simple, doesn't it? But yes, so Serenity was born from the words of that wonderful husband. He'll have no idea that he was so influential. But the whole vision of it, everyone got. You know, when you're working on something and it slots into place and everyone understands everyone understood what Serenity was about. So I said to the project manager, when women walk through this door, I want them to feel safe. I want it to be a place of peace. I want it to be so encompassing that no one will feel out of place here. And they got that. I said also, every single room should work. That means that if a midwife's in that room, she doesn't need to walk out to get anything. It's all there for her. And the other thing that was a non-negotiable, and I remember saying this, I want a pool in every room, and that's non-negotiable. And he said to me, the project manager did, oh, right. I said, now listen, don't give me cost and imperatives around this, because if you went to labour ward and you said to the anaesthetists and obstetricians, you can only have 3 epidurals or 3 blocks in a day, they'd soon let you know that that wasn't going to happen. And so what I'm saying is water is an imperative. And I also remember that health and safety, bless them, said as well that we needed a system for getting women out the pool. So I said, right. And at the time, I think I might have just about been the chair of the forum for consultant midwives. So I did a poll. I asked all of them to go back to their units and to tell me how many times they'd had to get women evacuated from a pool. Well, of course, it was none. So I said to the risk manager and I said to health and safety, listen, this is an infinitesimal, smallest risk possible. And the majority of times we can get women out of that pool by asking them to. So we'll take that risk, thank you very much. And we did. And I always remember Kathy Warwick using that phrase. And it was wonderful to hear. But Serenity was a very special place to me. And it was my swan song, I always feel. And I take some credit for it, but the thing that I would say is the thousands of women that have given birth there now, it's wonderful, and I'm so blessed that they have. But the birth of midwives that I saw there was beyond everything that I could have hoped for, because those midwives practiced midwifery. They understood it, they felt it. They knew what I was talking about, and they knew that this place was almost, I think, sacred, and it was where birth could happen, and safety was a non-negotiable thing, because it always is. But women would be heard and listened to and respected and honoured for what they did. So I'm going to finish my little bit off here with something that it was written by someone that you might never have heard of before, but her name's Marianne Williamson, and she wrote a piece called A Return to Love. And when I speak about it, you will know it from someone else speaking. It was Nelson Mandela that gave this passage, if you like, on his release from Robben Island. And for me, it gave me hope. And believe you me, I see the pain that midwives are struggling with out there today. But this is something that I've always held on to. And it's called, as I said, A Return to Love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. And we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of our God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so small that other people won't feel secure around you. We were born to manifest the glory that's within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone, it's in all of us. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give light to other people, and they do the same. They live in our light and they share their light. As we are liberated from our fears, our very presence liberates others. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I'm going to wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Christmas, but also in the birth of midwives and mothers, that they hold on to that light, because it's there and we are shining. So thank you, and leave it at that, Sue.